Okay, so just move that into the middle a little bit. We're going to do 3 exercises today. And we're going to do, because one of them we've got to do on both sides, so it's a bit like doing 4. And we're going to do the same 3 rounds of the exercises. So I'm just grabbing my timer. And we're going to do 40 seconds of each exercise. So we've got a cat extension where we're going to be on all 4s, extending out, alternate arms to legs, so like the reverse of dead bugs. And then we're going to do a side plank on both sides, and then we're going to do boat, and we're going to try and hold that for 40 seconds. It might be quite hard, especially by the 3rd round. So we're going to start off on all 4s, and we're going to do, it's quite an easy one to start with. So it's a bit like dead bugs. We're just straightening out the leg behind, pointing the toes down towards the floor, and the arm is extending out. And then we're just going to hug that knee in and bring the head to the knee and then out. So we're going to do that on alternate sides for 40 seconds. And we can start. So trying to keep that foot pointing down. And also when you're coming out into this position, keeping your spine nice and neutral. So I'm just doing one side and then I'm going to swap. So we'll do 20 seconds on one side and make this nice and controlled. So we're not rushing the movement. And then on the other side. So bringing the knee in, foot is pointing down towards the floor. And you're looking at the floor as well. And that keeps your spine in neutral. Okay, we'll do one more because there's a little bit of lag before I tell you it's 20 seconds. And then we can come into a side plank. So for side plank, you can either be on your elbow and lifting up the hips off the floor, or you can try up on your hand. When you come up on your hand, it might hurt your wrists a little bit. So just find a comfortable position for your hands. You might want them, your fingers pointing towards away from you, or you might want them pointing forward, but find what's good for you. And we're going to attempt to hold that for 40 seconds on one side and then 40 on the other. So we're coming up onto that, making sure the shoulder is in line with the hand here, and we're holding and breathing as much as we can. We've done 10 seconds already. Remember, you can always go down onto the elbow if it is hard. We're halfway through, so continue to breathe. Nearly there. Remember, you can go down, keeping that nice straight line through the body. So lifting those hips up if you can. We've got 5 seconds. Keep breathing and holding. And release down. And then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we just spin round. And again, you can modify it if you want to. Get your hand in a comfortable position. We're just going to hold and breathe. If those hips start dropping down, just lift them up again so that we keep a straight line all the way through the body. So that's what we're aiming for. So try and keep your neck also in line. If you can, we're over halfway through already. Keep breathing and holding. Breathing and holding sounds a bit strange because it sounds like you're trying to hold your breath. We're not holding our breath. You need to keep breathing when you're doing these exercises. And release down. Well done. Awesome. So the next exercise we're going to do is boats, which we did in strength and conditioning, or you may have done in strength and conditioning, was this position here. We're going to hold and breathe, and we're having our hands facing forwards, keeping this chest open and shoulders back. So we're keeping a neutral spine here. We're not curving and rounding through the spine. So we're going to try and hold that for 40. You may need to come down, but we'll see how we go. So keep breathing and holding. And try and relax your face as well, because sometimes you start scrunching up. We're nearly halfway through. This is a tough one. And remember to keep focusing on opening up that chest, breathing. It's not as easy to breathe in this position. We've got 10 seconds. Keep breathing, keep holding. Try and stay as relaxed everywhere else as you can. And release down. Well done. And then we're going back into that cat extension. So we're going to do alternate arms to alternate legs, bringing the knee in towards the head. And we're not bringing that leg up, we're bringing it in line with the spine. So everything's in a neutral position when you come out to straight. And then we're swapping sides. Nice and controlled. And this is really good for kind of mobilizing through your back as well. And one more. And release down. Okay, so we're back to our side plank now. So start on whichever side you want to, and lifting up those hips. You can either be on your elbow or on your hand. If you are on your elbow and it's uncomfortable, then you can put something underneath there. So like when you've got your knees on the floor, sometimes it can be quite painful when you've got joints resting on the floor, especially if you've not got very thick carpet. We've got 15 seconds, doing great. Keep breathing. Keep moving those hips up. And release down. And then the other side, so either on your elbow or on your hand, your choice. We're coming up into that side plank, lifting the hips and trying to keep your spine in neutral. So we're trying to keep our head in line as well. So just have a think about what's happening and look down your body and see if you're dropping down. Just keep those hips up. Keep breathing. We're halfway through. Doing great. And we've got 10 seconds to go. So keep holding, keep a nice straight line through the body. So holding that body tension, but breathing as well. And release down. Awesome. Okay, so we're into our boat straight away. So lifting the feet up off the floor, opening the chest, hands forward. And we're going to try and breathe in this position. I find this really tough. So holding and breathing, remembering to keep that spine neutral, looking forward, relaxing the shoulders if you can, but also opening the chest. We're over halfway already. Stick with it. If you need to come down and come back up, you can do. We've got a few more seconds. Keep breathing. And release down. Awesome. Okay, so we're going back into our last round of the cat extensions. And we're going to do a little bit of a bonus at the end of it. So just come onto all fours again, knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and alternate hand to knee. Looking down at the floor and then bringing the chest in towards the knee. Sorry, the chin in towards the knee when you come in. Nice and controlled. We don't need to rush this movement because actually you get more benefit with swapping sides now, if I didn't say that. Get more benefit from controlling the movement. If we're rushing, we're not thinking about what we're engaging in this movement. So we're going to do a couple more because I forgot to start you off. And then just for a few seconds, we're going to go onto all fours again, making sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. And then all you're going to do is just lift those knees off the floor, and we're just going to hold in this position for a few breaths. So holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. Well done. Okay, and then we're going into side plank. So 40 seconds of side plank, whichever version you want to do, whichever version you feel comfortable in. Keeping those hips up and looking down the line of your body and seeing if you've got a straight line. Probably will be a bit shaky now after doing, this is the third round, we're halfway through. Especially sometimes it feels like your elbow and your arm is wobbling a lot. That's okay. Keeping those hips up and then releasing down. Well done. And then we're going to do the other side. So exactly the same on the other side. Holding and breathing. Keeping that nice straight line through the body. And just checking in as well. Just seeing what, you can just look down your body and see what it looks like. See whether you are in a straight line or not. And keep breathing. One side might feel easier than the other as well. It's totally fine. We're not symmetrical. Got a few more seconds. 5, a few more. I think we're done now, actually. Lower down, well done. Awesome. And then the last exercise we're doing is the boat pose. So we're just bringing those knees, those feet off the floor, nice open chest, and we're going to hold now for 40 seconds. So we're opening the chest, hands are coming forward in whichever position you want, and we're just looking ahead as well. So try and think about that straight line through your spine, keeping the neck in a neutral position. And we're halfway through already. Keep breathing. So sometimes taking a bit of a deeper breath can help you. You will probably be wobbling or shaking a little bit. That's okay, that's all part of it. Keep breathing and release down. Well done. Okay, so we'll just, that was our 3 rounds, that's our 15 minutes. We're just going to hug the knees into the chest and then rock from side to side a little bit. And then we'll just take just to give the belly a bit of a stretch, we'll take the feet down onto the floor and then lifting the hips up into that bridge pose, so pushing the hips up towards the sky, feeling the release in the stomach. It sort of feels nice to extend out through the stomach a little bit. And then lowering down, bring the knees into the chest again. Just rock a little from side to side. We'll cross the ankles over and we'll just rock all the way up to sitting. And that's your core workout for today. So well done, and thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again. We've got another one coming up soon, so take care.